Hi there guys, what's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today in this episode I'm going to be doing 15 nostalgic fragrances. What do I mean by nostalgic? A lot of memories, I have quite a lot of fragrances, over the years that I collected. I do reviews, I have Decant page. For different purpose I bought fragrances over the years, hundreds of fragrances. So among these I'm going to show you 15 of my fragrances I have quite a lot of memories with. Every single fragrance has some sort of memory with me, with you also I believe the same thing, some less memories, some more memories, some good memories, some bad memories. But nostalgic in general, people associate with their good times, good memories, like perhaps with their father or their friends or their ex, you get the idea. So I have about 15 fragrances, and these are not in any order, and they all hold some sort of value to me. And I'll just tell you very briefly each fragrance which story it holds, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you why they are special to me. I'm not saying these are the most precious fragrance in the world, okay? Just give me a second, I have to show you one fragrance. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot one fragrance. That's just when I start doing videos, suddenly, I'm like, oh shoot, there's a fragrance I missed out. So I don't want to do that. So I'll show you 15 plus 2, as I told you, very quickly, because story is going to be a little bit long. So video will be long, obviously, but you don't have to watch this. This is not a latest fragrance review. This is not complimented. It's a review you can skip. But those who like to hear stories, perhaps you can associate, First fragrance, not honorable mention, extra from the video, it's out of the video, is Dunhill Desire Red. This is one of my very first perfumes. I bought with my own money. I saved up, and this was more on the $250 range. And I found it once in Sogo or somewhere. It was it's a shopping mall, and they have once in a while yearly Herrera time, Eid time discount. So I bought it for about 220 ringgit or something like that. And that time my Desire was written at the side. That was a vintage version. These are more newer formulation. As you can see, the plate looks very nice, and it has this classic caps like this, and it has many flankers like the blue and then extreme, lot of other flankers now. But this perfume, when I smell it, the smell, the bubblegummy sweet, very, very nostalgic. Whenever I see people wearing this, I smell it on them, I compliment them. I ask them, are you wearing this one? Dunhill Desire Red? They say yes. How do you know? Because a very familiar scent. Okay, so this is my first one, very nostalgic. Used it for a number of years. I finished my bottle, left it in Malaysia, but I'll always have this fragrance. Second fragrance is Lacoste Purom. This fragrance, again, my university life, one of my very first few fragrances, I think my third or fourth fragrance. So my parents got me about 50 ml or 30 ml small bottle during my birthday, because we are students, we don't expect, that is a big thing. 150 ringgit is not cheap. So for the small bottle is $150, okay, ringgit. So that translates to something like $30, nowadays you can buy $35 a full bottle of this big bottle, which is discontinued sadly. But this is a very iconic bottle to me. I wore this everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Birthday, Eid, special occasion, going out parties. It was not the longest lasting. I didn't know anything about notes breakdown. I wore this fragrance in 2003-4, around that time, I think. And that time I didn't see any fragrance reviews, okay? So this is a part of my life, okay? Lacoste Purom is one of my favorite fragrances. You can try this if you like plum. It's a sweet perfume. If you like Mont Blanc individual, it smells similar to that, but it has its own smell. Lacoste Purom. So let's hit the main list. First fragrance I'm going to show you in random order, okay? No ranking 15 to 1. First fragrance is Dior Fahrenheit. I always was intrigued by this bottle since I saw the review in 2014-15 of Mark, and how much the gasoline top got me, I cannot tell you. I was a new collector. When you're a new collector, you want to buy everything at first, but you want to buy the best ones, which smells must have, because Malaysia fragrances are so expensive. I tell you, if you go to the malls, like KLCC or Mega Mall or Sogo, you have to pay the buck, and then Dior's were sold only in KLCC. So I wanted to buy Dior Intense, which I'm going to show also, as you can understand. But I always saw this bottle, and I went that is a dope bottle, the sunset theme, the red. It's a classic bottle. I know this for many years. I wanted to have it, but I didn't save up enough for a very long time. Finally, when I did, I went there once in Dior boutique, and they had this sort of a funnels, they don't have the sprayer system. They put this kind of funnels, upside down, and then the fragrance is inside that, I don't know, a giant container or something. They pick it up and you smell the funnel. And I was like, this smells awesome. I saved up. Next fragrance I bought was this. I got compliments from this, mad compliments. One of my dentist friends, he said, what are you wearing, bro, during my tooth procedure? And I was like, Fahrenheit? He's like, you smell awesome, man. This is an awesome manly fragrance, you know. So yeah, Dior Fahrenheit has a lot of memory with me. This is my third or fourth bottle. This is a fragrance must have for any collector. You know, this is what I really believe. This is one of the best Dior ever produced. Even if they release it today, it would be a big hit. Yep, violets, that gasoline note, and got some vetiver leather, you know, nice little perfume. Second one I'm going to show you is 212 VIP Men by Carolina Herrera. This is again my way before my fragrance journey started, like channels, watching reviews. This is somewhere in 2003-4. My sister gave me one, I think 4 or 5 maybe, yeah. So she gave me like a small 50 ml bottle during my birthday, and I cherished it because it smells so nice. It has a passion fruit, it has this vodka note, it has a lot of this fresh, at the same time sweet, playful notes. And we used to wear this kind of fragrance when we go to clubbing, you know, like there's a club called Zouk in Kel. So when we were studying, you know, yes, we would be naughty, of course. So we used to drive and race with our friends. We had 3-4 cars, all manual, you know, back in the days, in a student life, you know. So we used to watch, I think we watched Too Fast, Too Furious or Fast and Furious, one of those films wearing this perfume. So good memories with me. Nostalgic, I still hold this. It holds a lot of value in my world. 212 VIP Men, I love this perfume. Man, this is so good. That passion fruit is very unique in this. Third one I'm going to show you is a very simple perfume. You know, I have a lot of memories with this. This is Bogart One Man Show Oud edition. The Oud edition, basically many people will say this is nothing special, right? And it's like a cheap perfume, yeah. But you know what this one holds like value for? When I moved to Bangladesh, you know, I brought back about 110 or 120 perfumes, okay, with huge luggage and all that. But at that time, you know, I didn't have a page, I didn't have a job here yet, you know, I didn't do anything at that time. So I used to go around, check out a lot of perfumes, but I was buying mostly the, you know, affordable fragrance like Azaro, you know, or house like Lacoste. But very first perfume was this one. I saw this in one shop, and I was like looking around, like, One Man Show, I haven't seen this like Oud edition. Oud sounds nice. So I want to try it. He said, are you going to buy it? I said, I don't know. I want to try it first. And the price was not that much. It was like 1,010 taka or something. Sorry, 1,100 taka. That translates to a 10, 12, let's say $15, okay? And I said, can you reduce the price because it's not a perfume shop? So this is an old bottle. This is my second bottle, by the way. But, you know, the story basically was I saved up enough. Next morning, I had only little money, you know. So I bought this in the winter morning. I sprayed it. I was having tea right in front of my house. There was a tea stall. That time winter was beautiful, 2016. Man, this perfume blew me away, you know. And I did the very first review of this perfume on YouTube. You can check. And this I'm very proud of, like Rasasi Shura, Sidini. I'm not showing those today. This I'm showing today. This holds a lot of value. Beast mode activated, beautiful fragrance. Get this, you know, you will not be disappointed if you like budget perfumes. You know, this is one of the best budget fragrances ever. One Man Show Oud edition. Fourth fragrance I'm going to show you is coat of the fragrance community. This is Burberry's London. This is the older style vintage bottle. Now they changed the coat, and I think it's reformulated possibly, but I don't know. But I bought, somehow managed a backup bottle of this. My older bottle finished. The story behind this one is I used to drive up to airport in Malaysia. I used to drive up to airport like 1.5 hour drive just for the heck of it. So I think there was a shopping mall or like a big mall forward than a Miniso outlet, no, something outlet. You guys know, Malaysians would know. Anyway, so it's been a while, so I forgot. Sometimes I forget the name. So anyway, Mitsui Outlet Park, yeah. So you guys now know. So I drove up one day and there's a perfume shop. They were selling perfumes for quite decent discounts. And one day I bought about, I think I bought one of the Ferrari perfumes or something, the leather essence or Ferrari Vumo. And I saw this, okay. And I said, do you have a tester? They're like, yeah. So they had a tester and they sprayed it. I was like, wow, that's a beautiful perfume, but I didn't have the money. Next day I went, and that was like their closing time. They closed sharp at 10. And I drove, for some reason I had a craving for it. I'm like, I have to buy this. And I started at 9:30 and I drove up to 1 hour and a half destination within 30 minutes. And just before they put the shutter down, I just sort of slide in, you know. And no, I didn't do that much dramatic, but I'm like, could you please sell me that perfume? I need to buy this today. And that time my fragrance craving for was it's unbelievable. I would rather buy a perfume over eating, you know. I saved the money and I bought it, and that gave me so much pleasure. I wore the heck out of it. I just love it every winter. This is my Christmas time it always makes the list, okay? Burberry London holds a lot of value in my heart, okay? Very, very, very beautiful perfume. Try to get a vintage bottle, okay? Next one I'm going to show you is a very obvious one, La Nuit de l'Homme. La Nuit de l'Homme I bought after a lot of research. I went to KLCC, I went to airport, I went at least 7-8 times. Every time I ended up not buying it because it was super expensive, 400 ringgit. And I was like, that is 80, like 90, almost $100 in Malaysia. I'm like, it's hyped, I love it. I saw Jeremy's review hype. I'm like, man, for some reason I didn't buy it. I bought something else. But one day I went to airport. It was like after midnight. So after midnight, you know, there's some shops, they're open all night, you know, because of the people who are passengers coming in and through. So I thought like I'm gonna buy it. You know, I went there, drove, and every single counter was open except this one. I was heartbroken. I'm like, shit, this thing is like killing me, you know. So the day I bought it, you know, I sprayed on me, and I was like, I saw it, why it was special. I had a 2014 or 15 version, you know, 14 version. And I saw it, I loved it. I wore it here in one wedding, just one particular story. And I was taking picture of the bride and groom. And this girl with this big ass, you know, camera, like, you know, like those DSLRs, she kept coming close to me, and she's like smelling me, and she like, keeps looking. She was pretty and stuff. I was single at the time. And guess what happened? You know, like I got, you know, that those reactions, you know. So many stories like that with La Nuit de l'Homme. I got sexy reactions, man. This is definitely a lot of memories with it. La Nuit de l'Homme I cherish a lot. Okay, let me have a little bit of water because I had green tea. My mouth is like drying up. Hold on a second. All right, sorry for that, you know, just a little bit pause, but you know, I need some water. Okay, next fragrance I want to show you is this one, Prada Amber Pour. This is a must-buy perfume, you know, for those who are collectors. I heard this discontinued, I don't know, I'm not sure. I bought one perfume, I think Thierry Mugler Angel Man, and for some reason those counters in KLCC, Surya KLCC, like the Twin Towers Mall, they had a sample of this. They gave me like a little vial, like a depth sample, you know, and it had this beautiful purple juice. And that looked mesmerizing. So I was like trying it every now and then. I'm like, this smells nice. But then, you know, I'm like, I was not quite sure if I wanted it because it's kind of spicy, soapy. My favorite genre of perfume was fresh, like aquatic. But this one, when the small sample finished, I'm like, no, I gotta buy a bottle. I bought a 50 ml little bottle. I don't know where that one is, but I think that one gone bad. So I bought like over the years, number of bottles of this, like at least 2. This perfume, that small sample, whenever I wore it, you know, it's lasted a very long time. I used to like smell my hand, like, damn, that is a nice masculine spicy amber. So if you want a fresh clean perfume, you know, this hardly any fragrance that smells better than this, so luxurious. I wore this once, I think in Malacca or somewhere in a hotel. It was a family trip or something. I took this small little perfume. The fragrance basically was like everywhere, you know, like it was projecting beautifully. And Malaysia is very hot and humid. It's like a tropical forest kind of heat. But I used to go to KFC everywhere here and there. So a lot of memories, you know, like driving around. So Prada Amber definitely very close to my heart. Okay, Prada Amber Pour, gem of a perfume. Next is a fragrance, Haramain L'Aventure for Men. L'Aventure, I think L'Aventure, yeah, Haramain L'Aventure. Okay. This fragrance basically is a clone of Aventus. You know, now it's an old fragrance. 2016 when I arrived here, this fragrance had a lot of hype, being a lot of reviews and everything. So one time I was having tea by a tea stall. Okay, in Bangladesh, winter time, we have to have tea. And some guy was smelling like Aventus, like pineapple goodness. It was like projecting. And one of our brothers, right now in community, back then I didn't know him. So I just went to him, I said, excuse me, brother, if you don't mind, are you wearing Aventus? He's like, he got very shy because in Bangladesh, we don't quite have that culture at that time. Nowadays, it's normal, but people don't actually expect you to approach them. So I said, what are you wearing then? He's like, I'm wearing Haramain L'Aventure. I said, is it Al Haramain? He said, yeah. How do you know? I'm like, I'm planning to buy it. You know, very next week or so, my girlfriend, she bought the fragrance for me, something like that. And she didn't even that. Those are my very first few bottles. So I remember that story, you know, and I did wear this a lot. It burned my neck a little bit, but it smells very good, very long lasting. That this basically is one of the nicest, fruitiest batch of pineapple heavy Aventus. Okay, if you really want one of the best pineapple based clone that smells good and very close to Aventus, this is one. So very nostalgic from me, Haramain L'Aventure. They have a lot of flankers now. Next I'm going to show you is Ellis M. This fragrance I never loved. I saw the hype, Coach Rob 619 Mark. A lot of people were reviewing it. They said it's a cinnamon heavy spicy version of Allure by Chanel. When I bought it, I was super disappointed because it's a blind buy. And I was like, I don't like that. It's kind of weird. I don't like that note of cinnamon at the time because hot and humid and it's super spicy and it's weird basically. The thing is, after a while, I started wearing it. I took it to Langkawi, once the island. Langkawi is a nice island in Malaysia. You have beautiful spots. So you have this chalets with the house. It's wooden house. You have to go like climb up second floor, and they had this nice shower and everything. So after a whole hot day by the beach, so when you take a shower, I had think Nautica Voyage or one of the perfumes. Wait, this one and Ellis 360 Red. I took those two perfumes, but I wore this one a lot. And evening time, just walk by the restaurants, like seafood places, open bars and stuff. I have good memories of this perfume. I wore the heck out of it. Okay, Ellis M. This perfume is nostalgic to me. Next one, Pure Malt. Okay, this is definitely not the bottle that I'm talking about, but this is more of a latest bottle that I bought as a tester. But I waited for this perfume for 4 to 5 months. All the hype. My sister bought it from me in Manchester, but by the time they moved in, it was like 3-4 months. So I received it after 3-4 months after purchase. Okay, she purchased for me from Amazon. And the moment I sprayed this on, I was literally blown away. I keep wondering, in Bangladesh, there was no tester of Pure Malt at that time. Then I smelled it from one of my friends and I knew this is gonna be a masterpiece. I wore this a lot in winters, a lot of good memories, dating. I met my current girlfriend at that time, and then we used to wear this. She used to love this on me, okay? And she used to steal my sprays whenever. Sometimes she borrowed the bottle from me just to keep with her. That whiskey concept with the patchouli and Amin dry down, mind-blowing. Now it's discontinued sadly. If you find it, collect it now. Pure Malt. Next, this is Jean-Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. This is the newer version that I have. This is like Puig version, but I used to have was the other version, BPA version. I still have it somewhere there at the back. The day I bought this, I wore this in a high heat situation in my car. I had an MPV 7-seater. My whole car smelled like this perfume for 12 hours. Okay, even the evening time. Okay, I wore this in morning. Evening time, I'm going to meet my one of my friends. She was like, what are you wearing? It smells sweet, it smells like playful, it smells like very, very happy perfume. And that vanilla and the pear, pineapple, the combination is just lovely. And I bought this before La Male, I guess, and I was very happy with it. Both are collection worthy, but Ultra Male has something special about it. Very nostalgic, a lot of compliments, a lot of memories of 6-7 years. I cannot tell you how special this is. Ultra Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Next one is perhaps the biggest fragrance in my journey is Dior Intense, of course, the new version. So I had a small little bottle. I did the highest number of reviews with this perfume. This is the bottle I took to Genting Highlands in 2016. I went different places. I made at least 6 to 7 videos on Dior Intense. So you can tell already that's a memory. But Dior Intense, what happened with me is this. This used to be my go-to guy for confidence booster. Whenever I couldn't find, should I wear Versace Puro Mode, that's going to disappear in 2 hours. Or Paco Rabanne Invictus or 1 million, they also disappear in high heat. This perfume doesn't disappear, doesn't disappoint. And I became so fond of it, I bought multiple bottles after the first 50 ml, because I needed to have more. Then I bought Dior Parfum, other Dior Homme, Dior Homme Cologne Sport. But Dior Intense was my most worn perfume in my collection. I can sign it for, I can vouch for it. If you want to buy a masterpiece of a perfume, buy it now. Is Dior Intense. That's all. Okay. Love this bottle. Very high class and the most modern, sweet iris-based perfume. Smells like a lipstick or a makeup bag. Next, we have 4 more. Next is Dior Sauvage. Okay, this perfume, yes, it's loved and hated equally in community, right? People like, I saw recently Dan Norton trashed it. I'm not trashed it, but he said kind of like he couldn't find why this is loved, why this is sold. I'll tell you why this is sold, okay? I'm gonna hold a little bit different stance on this one over his opinion. We both are very good friends, but in my world, this fragrance is very special. When I bought this, I bought a 60 ml, very expensive at the time, brand new release, and a lot of hype going on. The EDT was my first purchase from Sauvage line. And that was the first batch. It used to be very strong, but in high heat in Malaysia, you feel like it's gone after 1 hour, but people can smell you. But I didn't love it, and I said it's a 7 out of 10. I brought it to Bangladesh during winter 2016 when I moved from Malaysia to Bangladesh. I wore this to my friend's house. I was going through a group of young students, like female, male. One girl literally, like I went through them, right? So the girl goes like, She made a sound. I could hear it. It's my perfume. I know it because I can smell winter time. This was so much stronger. And my friend told me, like, what did you wear that day? After 1 week, my wife keeps saying, I want you to buy that perfume because it smells so nice. That time, I realized Dior Sauvage is special. And I got I went to buy a car, like with my family, our family car basically. It's a big car hut. And when I was wearing this, it was like a closed, because the AC is on, but a huge room. One lady, she was like across like the hall, and she could smell my perfume, and she kept looking at me, like giving me stare. She was rich, pretty, and yeah, obviously like it's a naughty time, but she could smell it. It was brand new. No one had Sauvage in Bangladesh, I think, at that time. It was just a brand new release. Then it started like pouring in Bangladesh, and Dior Sauvage became a big hit. Then I bought 100 ml, 200 ml. Lot of memories, nostalgic for sure. Dior Sauvage, one of my most complimented perfumes, damn rich. Okay, so next perfume I'm going to show you is a bottle, Dolce & Gabbana The One EDT. I have backup bottle, like a big bottle, but this is but bottle I bought in Malaysia, one of the very first purchase, and I dropped in Bangladesh. I had a little dent here. Luckily, the bottle survived. This fragrance I was also not a big fan of. When I bought it, I'm like, it smells like a little bit bitter, because due to the ginger perhaps, or the amber, or something like a leathery. It's like smelled like leathery sweetness. It's kind of made me sick, and didn't at first I didn't find very long lasting too. I keep wearing it, but then in high heat it doesn't smell that good. One day, I remember I went to Putrajaya, to meet my friend Cyberjaya in Malaysia, and I think I was waiting for him in LRT or something, for him to like come down, and then we just go to his place. From there I'll pick him up. I was wearing this in the high heat. It was projecting like nobody's business. It was very breezy. It was very sunny. It would burn your skin, but I could smell it like crazy. That's the time I realized it's a beast. Okay, this is my experience, I'm telling you. And then that drove me to buy a big bottle because it looks damn nice. Okay, so I have about quite a few Dolce & Gabbana The One line, but this whole special memories. I got to wear this in dating, nighttime, seafood places, long drive. Amazing fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana The One EDT. Next perfume is getting already too long. Next perfume is Hugo Boss bottled. This is the EDP Intense. I used to own EDT. So the fresher one, the lighter juice. This is my first fragrance, okay? So you can understand like your first one, like first girlfriend, first wife, and first, a lot of first. Some wife, not a good reference, but your first car, your first, let's say your first bicycle, or first trip to overseas, they hold special memories. This is the perfume I bought the most number of bottles of, okay? And the fragrance, I would wear this, I would know this perfume like it is not a perfume. It's something that part of you, Any mall you go in Malaysia, anywhere you go, everywhere they have the massive 200 ml bottles, posters everywhere, all the advertisements. You will get sick of Hugo Boss bottle because it's the most sold fragrance in Malaysia, okay? So this has the most number of memories with me, growing up from college, university, work life, then, like PhD. Until PhD I used to wear this, okay? I didn't quite finish my PhD, but this fragrance is very nostalgic. Hugo Boss bottled. Last but not least, I'll show you one fragrance, then we'll finish, okay? This fragrance is discontinued now. And when it came out, I bought a bottle, then I bought another bottle, okay? And that time it was getting a lot of hype. Jeremy hyped it like this is the best fragrance, summer, beast mode, #1, like Aquamara, Versatility, and Blue, and this one. The fragrance would be Invictus Aqua. And this bottles, you guys know, it's now super expensive, $150 plus. Super rare to find now. And then you have a new version and all that, but not as good as this one. I remember this because I met one of my first few friends in Bangladesh when I moved back in 2016, Tutul Bhai. He came over and he said, brother, you have to buy Aventus. I said, I don't have enough money to buy Aventus. I had this one. I was like wearing this one when I met him. He's like, no, it was December, I think December, November, like colder month, winter, but sunny day. And he had a big bike. And he said, we'll go buy bike. You buy the perfume Aventus and I will give you a loan. You have to buy Aventus because you are the fragrance representative reviewer from Bangladesh. I want you to have Aventus. So I'm like, makes sense, like I got greedy and I said, okay, we'll do this. I'll pay you over the month. And we went to a shop called Momita Rokumari in Bonani. Nowadays people know it. And I had a 120 ml version bottle that I bought that day. I was wearing this one. And I remember, even after putting Aventus, it didn't impress me as much as this one did. This one lasted whole day on my shirt. It's so beautiful. It's like aquatic, it's sweet, it's fresh, and the memories that this fragrance gave me everywhere I wore this, it lasted longer than Invictus. Figure that. Okay, this is a beast mode perfume. You know, this holds a lot of memories. I have a little bit juice left now, but I wish I could find another bottle. I will hold it. Okay, so this is my last nostalgic fragrance. Thank you very much for watching. Do share your story with others if you have some memories of fragrances, because fragrances are always there to hold our past, you know, like albums, like photos, they hold our memories. Okay, take care guys, thanks for watching, I'll see you soon, bye bye.